Okay, our first topic we're going to be talking about is the musical term beat. And I have defined that, as you saw previously, as the pulse in music. And hopefully you've already watched the video, the video in Education Portal, which talks about beat and kind of describes that. Now, beat is a very simple thing, but it's also something that a lot of students are confused with, because oftentimes when I talk about beat in some of my other classes, I ask students what their favorite kind of music is, and they say, oh, it's this and this, and I say, why do you like it? And they say, because it has a good beat. And I'm like, really? Beat is like the most boring part of the music. Is that really why you like it? And yeah, our music today, a lot of it has a very, very heavy driving beat, but it's not something that we really appreciate a lot. But it is always present in music. There's very little music that does not have beat. So, as I'm going to be teaching elementary students, one of the things we like to do to teach elementary students is to try and connect a topic or a definition with things that they're already familiar with. And so with beat, it's something that's constant and recurring. And so if you can ask the children, what's something in your environment or something around you that's always happening and happens over and over and over again? And probably invariably somebody's going to say, well, a clock ticking. And that's just a great one. That's a perfect one. And so with the students, I would say, let's all say tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And you do that over and over and over again, because you want them to understand that beat is just continuous. It continues to happen. And you could also come up with a heartbeat. Maybe have them tap their chest like this. Sometimes in my classes I'll even have them try and find their pulse, which with young students that's hard to do. But maybe, third, fourth, fifth graders, that might be easier. But there's a lot of things in our environment. We can walk. There's a steady beat to our walking. And when you teach beat, make sure you're always keeping it very steady, because the beat of the music is usually very steady, especially in our pop music today. So that's what kids are used to listening to. Another easy thing to do with this would be to turn on a piece of music and just have them clap along. In our society, we absolutely love that. In fact, I was at one of my children's orchestra concerts yesterday, and the teacher clapped once because the orchestra wasn't together and she wanted them to be together, so she clapped, and instantaneously all of the kids at the elementary school started clapping to the beat. And it wasn't supposed to happen, and the principal immediately tried to stop it because they don't like that, because it kind of throws the orchestra off. But we love to clap to the beat, or stomp our feet to the beat, or tap our foot. So students will just automatically start doing that if it's a catchy song. So obviously that's a very good way to introduce beat. For me, some of the methods that I like to use, obviously we want to introduce just things very simply, especially with the younger grades, and most of the things I'm going to be showing you here are for pre-K, kindergarten, first grade. And they love to be active. If your stuff is not active, it's going to be boring for them. So make sure they're always involved in what you do, whether it's asking questions and allowing lots of students to respond, or just having them actively participate in what's happening. So the first thing I'm going to do is introduce one-syllable words, and we're going to use those one-syllable words on the beat as we tap our legs like this, okay? So I would ask the students, what's a word, what's a simple word with just one syllable or one sound? And probably one of the best ones that everybody likes is the word ball. So what I would do is say, okay, we're all going to tap our knees like this, and we're going to say the word ball every time we tap our knees. Ball, 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 ball. And that's a good word because there's emphasis on the beginning of the word with the B sound, and that makes a good beat word. They could use the word clock. We've already talked about that. Bird, just anything that has one syllable. Bird, 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 bird. And you'll see that some words work a little bit better with that beat than others. But just have the children do that over and over. And maybe we could go through a cycle. Clock, ball, bird, tree, clock, bird, ball, tree. And just kind of randomize it a little bit and add some variety to it. You can have pictures that show those words. You can write them on the board, especially if they're non-readers, you know, giving them a chance to look at words that they've never seen before. That's an excellent way of doing things. Okay, so now we've introduced the beat, and they understand that beat is just this steady, constant thing that drives the music, and obviously I'd want to turn on some music and clap the beat to that. Now the next thing I want to introduce is saying multiple syllable words while we're still tapping our beat. And this is where it gets a little tricky. They can pick this up pretty easy, but you'll see some mistakes in the beginning. So I can use a little saying, or if I want to, I can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you'll notice the first 6 numbers all have one syllable, and then all of a sudden on 7 we start adding multiple syllable words beyond that. And some of them are going to want to tap their knees to all the syllables of the words, and make sure that you're very precise so that those words fit in with the beats. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. And so you're landing right on the beat. And that helps them to understand that the beat stays constant even if what's going on with what we're saying changes. And there's also a lot of sayings. Here's a good saying we could use. Something like 2, 4, 6, 8. Meet me at the garden gate. If I'm late, don't wait. 2, 4, 6, 8. And you'll notice most of those are just one syllable words, but there's occasionally where we add 2 words or have 2 syllable words in there. And so we're starting to introduce how we can have a constant steady beat, but things are changing over the top of that beat. And that leads us into our next topic, which is